Vietnam has a rich history, dating back to the 3rd century BC. Much of this is overshadowed by the Vietnam War of 40 years ago. Now, nearly 4 decades and 3 generations later, Vietnam is a refreshed nation.
This is a wonderful place. Hue is a highlight of Vietnam for me.
Here, this is so open and friendly, and the people are very gracious about sharing their culture and sharing their history with us.
This has been an incredible learning experience, and I'm open to whatever unfolds.
Traversing the entire country from north to south, what new understandings will come from this nation reborn?
Especially in Hue, they took over Hue, and they were from north and west this way, and they took over the citadel for 25 days. It was the most ferocious battlefield.
Trang is a wonderful man, and he is able to relate his experiences in such a way that for me is very moving and also very validating about what I've heard life was during the American war here.
And after the Tet Offensive, there was a turning point of the war here. Okay? Now we go inside to see the citadel.
Set up by the Nguyen dynasty from 1805 to 1945, Hue Citadel is now one amongst the relics of the Hue ancient capital.
The architecture is absolutely beautiful, and the history of the ancestors, I think, is really so impossible to compare for us because we don't have that kind of history.
I didn't realize the citadel was so big. I was stationed outside of Saigon, and I find that generations have passed, and it's totally changed. I would recommend that all veterans come back and see it. It's very heartfelt, and personally, it's a wonderful experience for me, and I'm glad I'm on this tour because I'm getting a lot of emotional support, as well as it's fun, and it's been a healing process also.
The Perfume River, 19 miles long, slowly flows through the citadel, gardens, pagodas, towers, and temples of Hue City. A boat ride provides a unique view of everyday life. In the autumn, flowers from orchards upriver fall into the water, giving the river a perfume-like aroma.
We will stop at the Ting Mu Pagoda, another famous pagoda in Hue, up on a mountain, looking over the river and the mountains. Beautiful.
Built in 1601, the Ting Mu Pagoda is one of the oldest religious buildings in the country.
I think it's beautiful, and I'm so glad that they left it as a, preserved piece.
The temple stretches north from the riverbanks and is built in 7 tiers, each of which is dedicated to a human form taken by the Buddha.
Have you heard about Buddhism, right? Vietnam, as I told you, 3 main religions: Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. Buddhism mainly split into 2 main branches: the greater vehicle and the vehicle.
I felt the reverence, I felt the people's commitment and devotion, and I was very moved. It took me a little while to come to terms with my own emotions.
It is a very nice philosophy, I think, because it's a very gentle philosophy, and you treat people well so that you can be enriched as well as they, which I really admire. I think It's a very practical religion for the kind of world that we live in today.
We are at the pagoda now, the Buddhist pagoda, and we are going to have lunch here, and it is the vegetarian lunch.
Buddhists recognize that being alive, by its very nature, is the cause of direct or indirect suffering and death to other beings. Therefore, many Buddhists avoid eating meat to cultivate compassion for all living beings.
The food was delicious. It was amazing that they could do so much with, a vegetarian menu.
First, her family is a Buddhist, so she went to the pagodas when she was young, and she found that, it's a peaceful way, is this way.
It was a very spiritual and very touching visit. And on my own, I would never have had the opportunity to see something like this. So I'm glad for it.
Usually we see one of the schools that is supported by Oates and by Grand Circle.
There are the kids.
This will be the first time I've been to an orphanage, so this will be a really unique experience for me.
In the early 1980s, the Minh Tu Orphanage began with just 5 children. Today, this rapidly growing center is home to more than 200 children and run by 2 Buddhist nuns.
So there are about 140 children that have been out to society with university certificates and successful, having a job, making money, and getting married.
As the nuns put it, traveler visits bring pleasure to the children's routine and shows them they are not alone in this world.
Our children are adopted from Asia, so it should be a really powerful experience for me and my husband.
This looks familiar.
Yep, sure does.
I feel very positive about this place because the children are so open and friendly and smiling and come to you. Children who have not been loved will not like to be touched, will not like to talk to people. So these children are loved. Yes, they are.
It's wonderful. I thought this would be a very depressing place, but it's quite the opposite. It's uplifting, the children are happy, and it really touches your heart.
This is unlike anything I've ever done in my life, and I've had some great adventures. But this experience with the people of Vietnam is something that I will take within me forever.
It's such a different type of environment and society from what we come from in the United States. For me, it's a wonderful experience to see the gentleness of the people, and they're very nice people.
From the cities to the sea to the highlands, let Vietnam's warmth and beauty amaze you.